Let's see, where are we? Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Manic Monday. I'm Danielle Carter. I'm a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. I'm not coming live today. This is recorded. Either way, please feel free to comment, and I will see your comments as they pop up, and I will respond accordingly. So, what I want to do first is introduce the suite that I'm going to be using today for our Manic Monday project, and it is the Sweet as a Peach Bundle and DSP. This is, if you watch my unboxing, then you know that I am madly in love with this set. I love peaches. Peaches scream summer to me. And I couldn't wait to get my hands on this one. And when you see what I've done, you're going to understand. But this is the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. And look at these. I love the font. The font and the sentiments and you've got the cursive and the manuscript. I love this whole set. It just is so versatile, especially for this time of year. And then this stamp set comes with the die set as well. So you can die cut the small peaches and the large peaches and the leaves. And then there's even this one little rectangle here for the small sentiments. It's very, very versatile. I absolutely love it. And the paper that goes with it, you're going to see what I've done with it. But this is some of the paper for those that didn't watch my unboxing. It's the watercolor look. I love this. Absolutely love this. Like the little peaches. And then you have these larger peaches on the blue background, which I really love. And I took the blue to work on our project today. It's just, I can't wait to show you guys. And the blue and this, I don't know why, but these look like blueberries to me. They're not blueberries, but I was like, oh, look, blueberries with long stems. And then I love the stripes, the flowers, which this is the pattern we are using today. And then you have the large peaches without the blue background. You have the blue pinstripe over here. And then you have the little flowers here, which actually this is the pattern we're using today. And then behind that is the green. I just absolutely love everything about this. Now, if you get the entire suite, you also get a set of small I think they're 2-ounce jars. They're plastic jars for, you can use those for gifting, little treats and stuff. But I am focusing, I didn't get those. I'm focusing mostly on the stamps, the dies, and the paper. Now, with our project today, I'm also using another bundle called What's Cooking. Today I'm using, out of this, I'm using this spoon, but for other projects that I've done in this collection, you'll see, I also use the bowl and the spatula, and these also come with the die set. I just absolutely love this. And when you see, I'm just so excited. I got to get through this. When you see what I'm doing, you're going to go, oh, no wonder she was so excited about this set. So this is another set we're using. And then for the third part of our project, I use Measure of Love, and there it is. And I also use a little element with the stamps and dies with Nothing's Better Than. These are all in the current catalog. So they're all, all of these are gettable. Gettable. So I'm going to set these off to the side and we're going to get started. So I'm going to show you, I'm so excited, what we're doing. Now, before I started doing Stampin' Up, I've done a lot of paper crafts through the years. And one of the things that I really, really have always enjoyed doing are altered recipe cards. Now, I know some of my friends that are watching this are going, oh my gosh, I knew she was going to do this. But with altered recipe cards, you take the recipe and you dress it up, snazz it up. So these are the 3 that I've created with the current stamps and papers and dies. Now this is Peach Bellini, and you can see I used the little cocktail glasses out of the Nothing's Better Than set, and this does come with the dies. So I use that element along with the Sweet as a Peach. I also made a peach pound cake recipe card. This is a double-sided, and you can do double-sided when you have more directions and ingredients than you can fit on one side. So I double-sided this one. So that's the peach pound cake. And then the one we're going to work on today is the peach cobbler. Now this is only one-sided, but we are going to work on this entire card today with the Manic Monday. So this is going to go a little longer than my normal 20-30 minutes, but I'll try to keep it to 30. But I hope that you enjoy this project and consider this set when you're doing your shopping. This is my May host code for those of you that are new to Stampin' Up. When you go to Stampin' Up to place an order, you'll use this host code, whether you use it from my particular site or another. If you do use this host code during the month of May and you spend at least $50, I will send you a special thank you special thank you gift from me for shopping with me. So that's what that is for those who don't know. And this is just a cute little peachy element. I took the, where did they go? There they are. I took the bowl and the cherries out of Measure of Love, and I turned them into a bowl of peaches. The stems still look cherryish, but they're peach stems. So for today. So let's get started on the peach cobbler altered recipe card. Now, what you're going to start with are is a background, and the going, I've done 5x7s, I've even done larger ones. I had a swap partner one time send me a menu sized altered recipe card, and it literally looked like a threefold menu that you would get at a restaurant. It was amazing. And the cards like this came out and they were magnetic, so you could use them in your kitchen. It was amazing. So you can do as small or as grand as you want with the altered recipe cards. But for today's project, all these are going to be done on 4x6 background. So this is the Balmy Blue cardstock that we have at Stampin' Up, and it is 4x6. And the DSP that I used, they came in and just chopped off 1/8. So all the way around, this is going to be 3 7/8 and 5 7/8. And what we're going to do is adhere this to the back. And you know, this is what I love about our DSP. I love the stuff on both sides, and it breaks my heart whenever I have to put one side down, but it's okay. You get two 12x12s of each two-sided DSP whenever you get our DSP. So you have plenty to work with. So we're going to adhere this down, and one of my rules is match up 3 corners, and then it should fit all the way around nice and even. So there we go. That is our base, and we are on our way. Now, the next thing you're going to do is take your recipe and cut it down. Now, some people that I've seen don't like having the extra white border, and they'll cut it like right close. Others will leave extra out and do like extra elements. Your mileage may vary on that, but for today, I always leave just a little bit of edge around the sides, the tops and the bottoms, just a little bit. But again, you can do whatever, you want. Now, I used a regular, just a standard font. I think this is Georgia. I think I used Georgia because of peaches. And I think I used a 14 or a 16. No, actually, I think this is a 12 or a 14 font. But you can use however you want your font. If you want it to be big and fancy, if it's a small recipe like the Peach Bellini, I could have gone larger. I just didn't. I just made them all the same. But you can, whatever you want as far as your font and size is concerned to fit your recipe, you do, you do what you want. This is not a specific directions kind of thing. The only directions I'm going to give you is how I did mine with my basic measurements. So cutting these out, and the when we're mat these, it's kind of the same way. You mat them, you're going to put them down and cut them out how you want them. Let me see. And you can, and that's what another thing I love about altered recipe cards, you can decorate them however you want. But with our peach stamps, I went crazy and had so much fun with this. I spent the better part of my Saturday down here in my studio making these and had so much fun. But see, now I really want peaches to be in season because now I want some peach, I want some peach cobbler. I want some peach pound cake. There we go. So now I already did the recipe title, the name, and mounted it. And I went around, unlike the original that I did, I just left a plain white border. I decided to dress this version up and come in with crumb cake on a sponge and kind of edge the sides to kind of give it that, what's the antiquing kind of thing. There's a specific name for it and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Now, we no longer sell these, sponges with Stampin' Up, but if you do paper pumpkin a couple months ago, you got one in your box. You can cut it into 6s or 8s, or you can use really any sponge. You can use Daubers or anything to do this, this process. But you're going to dip it a little bit in your ink pad like that, and you're just going to brush the sides like this. Now, I know a lot of people watching this know this technique, but there's always people new to paper crafting who are unfamiliar with some of the techniques that we all have known. I was that person once, and the first time I saw this technique, I was like, what? That is amazing. And I had somebody say, oh yeah, I've been doing that for years. So this is for all the new people to the art of paper crafting. And this is just giving it that antique, that, you know, that look that it's been in grandma's recipe box for years kind of thing. Which that's the feel that I get when I did this. I was like, oh, this is like it came out of my mama. Yes, I have a mama. My mama's recipe card box. There we go. And again, I used crumb cake for that process. There we go. Now, set my sponge to the side to dry. What I'm going to do now is bring in another strip of my basic blue, or excuse me, not basic blue. This is basic white. This is Balmy Blue. And I'm going to adhere these down as well. And I'm just using the regular Stampin Seal for these. Also, when I cut these, there's a little edge that sticks up. You can use your bone folder to press that down and flatten it out so you have flat edges. Let me do that over here too. Even with brand new blades, that happens. So that's just a trick to flatten down those cut edges like that. Now, you come in here and run a couple strips like this. And you can you can make your edge however thin or thick as you want. I just came in and did it like this. Now I'm going to come in. I'm not going to, do anything fancy, but I'm just going to adhere this down, leaving enough room in between the both like that. Like so. I've already got my name there. Bring in my cutter and kind of eyeball it like that. Looks good. Eyeball that. Looks good. And save your scraps. I am a scrap saver. Oh my gosh. I save all the scraps. Let me see here. Come down a little bit. There we go. Put that to the side. And then you can either come in with your paper trimmer and cut your edges all the way around like that, or you can use your snips, especially if it's smaller, and you can just come in and eyeball it like this. And that's for people who don't have paper trimmers, even though our paper trimmer is amazing. I absolutely love this thing. Absolutely love it. And you can see I have it marked up here. These marks, I've had some people ask me over on my Facebook what these marks mean. These are the size for the paper, so for cards. So like if I'm coming in with let me grab a piece of paper. If I'm coming in with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I want to cut it in half to make cards, I know that I can aim it right there, which is 5.5, and that's half. And then I can line it up here. This is the 4 1/4, and that's the score line for your cards. So I already have that pre-marked, so I don't even have to do any thinking. Who wants to think on Mondays? That's why this is Manic Monday, because it's like we're not supposed to be thinking, but we're thinking a lot. So you can come in here. Now, when you're doing it from scratch, you're going to, come in and play around with it and see what looks good. You may want to alter some things around, move it. I like this. I like it over here like this. In fact, we might do that today. So now we've got the main base of our recipe card made, including the actual recipe itself, and set that to the side. Now we're going to come in with our extra little elements to play with, including making our peaches, these little guys. Now this is the peach from here, from the set. I've got that already set out, as well as the stem. Where's my white? Right in front of me. So now to get this effect, as you can tell, this is more than one color ink on these. I didn't use Stampin' Blends. I actually used ink pads. And I'm going to show you the process on how to make those real quick. Now I'm going to use my stamp pads, and I'm going to use Daubers. And we do have Daubers, and I absolutely love them. Now, the dark peach right here, I used Mango Melody, which when you get the DSP, the Designer Series paper, on the back of it, there is a description of the DSP itself, and it will show you, it will tell you all the paper that it uses. So all the color coordinated papers with this Designer Series is Balmy Blue, Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Early Espresso, Mango Melody, Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, Petal Pink, and Whisper White. Now, we don't have Whisper White anymore. It's Basic White. That may have been a typo, but this is Basic White. So I'm going to pull from those colors to finish creating, to make all of this so that it's all coordinated and it looks really good together. So the dark peach, I am going to use Mango Melody. And to give it the highlight, I'm going to bring in the Calypso Coral. So aren't those pretty colors? All right, so I'm going to set those to the side, and I'm going to take my peach and I'm going to give it a base of the Mango Melody. Now I'm going to bring in my Dauber, and watch this. Now you've already got this inked up with the Mango Melody. Now I'm going to dip just a little bit into the Calypso Coral, and ever so lightly I'm just going to tap, tap, tap it around the edge over here. And that's going to give it a little dimension. So when we stamp like this, wait till you see the magic. Boom. It looks like this side is a little shaded. Isn't that awesome? I absolutely love this. I don't know. I saw some people, some other demonstrators debating the name of this technique. Somebody called it rock and roll. I've never heard that before, but I'm just calling it daubering. Just, accentuating with a dauber. I don't know. If you know that this has a specific technique name, please let me know, because I know some other people who would love to know. Now, we are going to make a lighter peach. So I'm going to use the Pale Papaya as my base, and then use the Mango Melody as my highlight. So I'm going to dip this in the Pale Papaya, which is one of our new in colors, and I absolutely love this color. And then I'm going to come in with another dauber that has the Mango Melody on it, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, and just tap it ever so lightly, and you'll be able to see it show up better on this. Let me see. Can you see that? I'm looking in my camera from above. I hope you can. So then we'll take this and stamp that down, and boom, same effect. Now it does lighten up once it dries. As it dries, it lightens up, and you can see that in the example. I'm going to do that one more time, just so I have. Ooh, don't do that. Okay, just like because of the example, I'm going to go ahead and make 3. And dip it in my Mango Melody. And you can dip it as light or as heavy as you want. You don't even have to do it. You can use another color if you want. That's one of the beautiful things about paper crafting. This is your style, your way. Let's see. Push this. I'm always afraid if I pull it too hard, I'm going to stick my knuckles in the ink pad. There we go. The brand new ink pads. You got to work them in and out a little bit to loosen them up some. And wipe this off on our little chamois over here like so. And a trick, if you have baby wipes, they're really good for wiping off excess that gets on your stamp blocks. Now, let me get this out. The stem is done in a Pear Pizzazz. There is no highlighting to this one. At least I didn't. Doesn't mean you don't have to. You can do whatever you would like. You can even make the stem brown and then mask it, which is another technique. And come in here and just stamp it down. Boom. Close this. There we go. Now, let's see. Where am I at now? To cut these out is the next order of business. Now, what you would do is you would take the die, which is in the die set here, the big peach die, and you're going to set it over your peach. Now, whether you have a magnetic base or not, I always use a little washi. That way, no matter what, it does not move. And I always use it on the side where there's no stamping. So I will run it through like this, and I'm going to do the same thing for each of the 3, as well as the stem, as when I run it through. But because of the magic of the internet, I already have them cut and ready to go. There we go. And we also have the small one to go here, and the spoon. Now the spoon, where's my, goodness, I'll put that up too soon. The spoon should have been done, now the colors that coordinated was early espresso, right? Well, I used the Crumb Cake because that's the color I used around the edges here. So I used the Crumb Cake for my spoon. Let me put this back. And I love this is new in our new sets like this. You can you don't have to leave it on the little sheets inside. You can actually put them down on the back and see where they go, because they've got it printed now on the actual sleeve. I love that. It just makes it so much more simple. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use the spoon. Come in here and use our Crumb Cake. And this has that sketched look as well. And I love that. It's got that antique-y look. And stamp the spoon. Don't rock it. If you rock it, you're going to get halos. And halos are no-nos, only on angels. There we go. And you see how that gives it that little look? It's got that rustic look. I love that. That just screams Grandma's kitchen to me. I don't know why. It just does. There we go. Now, they don't have the placement for the red rubber stamps yet. Maybe in the future. But anyway, there we go. Now, you're going to use the die on that one as well. But, of course, again, through the magic of the interwebs, we already have everything ready to go. All right, let me move these out of the way. And we'll get to assembly. Now, the first thing I would like to do is put these peaches together in the clump that I have here like that. So I'm going to, and this is just the way I did it, but you can play with them the way you want. One thing that I do recommend is using Tombow liquid glue to put these together. That way it stays movable for just a couple of seconds so that you can move it around and get to the perfect place that you want it. I held them kind of like this to get kind of an idea of how I wanted it to look, and that looks good to me. So I'm going to come in with my Tombow, and right here on the edge, right in here, just a little bit. I'm going to edge, let's see, set this down just a tad like that, and see how it's liquid, so you can move it around a little bit. Let's scoot that in a little bit. There we go. Come in with this one. Good. So that's in the bottom half of the top one. So I'm going to glue that one down here. And you can use the, you can use Stampin Seal. My goodness, you can even use glue dots for this part. This is all you. Give them a second to stick. Wipe any glue that comes out. Now, the good thing about Tombow is it does dry clear. So even if a little bit does come out, you're not going to see it. There we go. And then we're going to take our stem like this. And I was sticking it behind the, behind and in front of the peach to give it that look. But you don't have to. You can just glue it on front like that. It's completely up to you. But again, I'm going to use my Tombow. And I'm literally going to just put a bead on the bottom. Just a little dot like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom of the leaf here. Like so. Cooperate. There we go. So, under and over. Like so. And then I'm going to leave it like that to dry for a second. In fact, I'm even going to put my tape on it like that so it weighs it down a little bit. And while I'm doing that, while that's gluing up, I am going to put my other peach together. Well, okay, I already put one together. Don't look at that one. So I'm going to take one of my peaches. Now, the Stampin' Die with the multiple peaches here, you can do the same thing to these on this stamp right here that you did to the large one. And that is shaded in. If you can see, I did just very, very lightly shade that. And then it stamps, it cuts out all three of them together. And that's good because you can use multiples on another project. I'll show you again in a minute. I used all three of them. Actually, I used more than three in different ways. But you can choose which one you want to use because like they look different. So, but I think I'm going to use this one. Actually, yeah, let's use this one for this part. And I'm going to take the little leaves. You also get these. They're just leaves. You don't have to stamp them. They actually just stamp out of colored cardstock. And this is the Pear Pizzazz cardstock. So I just put a bunch of those on there, ran them through my die machine, and cut out a bunch of little leaves. So I'm going to use one of my leaves here. It has the double leaf as well, like this one. But instead, I'm just going to use one little tiny leaf and maybe glue the other one on top. Because I already used the double leaf on the other one. Put just a tiny bead there. And then, where's my tweezers? Because it's so small, I'm going to use my little tweezers. I love these craft tweezers. I used to make a lot of jewelry and I use these for my beading. It was so cool. You can either leave it at one or you can come in with another. And I'm just going to do this with another one and see how that works. Come here. There. That looks kind of jacked up, doesn't it? Okay, so we're only going to leave one. One leaf for this one. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Peaches can have just one leaf. So there's that. And then we have our spoon. And let that dry, but I already have one ready to go. There we go. So now we have our elements ready to assemble. So we're going to take our card. Oh, that's right. We still have to put our peaches down on a background. Now, fussy cutting, a lot of people just fussy cut when they don't have a die cut machine. Let's see. So like say you wanted to cut these peaches out, but you didn't have the die. So you would go in with your trimmers, your snips, and you would cut around to give it kind of that edge. Well, we don't have the die that would cut these out larger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down on the blue background and then fussy cut to give it an extra background. Now to adhere this down, I'm going to use a little extra oomph. Because this, you know, this is going in a recipe box. So, and with it coming in and out, I don't want it to get loose over the years. So I'm going to use our Stampin Seal Plus to give it a little extra there. But I'm also going to use the Tombow to reinforce it as well. Where did the lid go? There it is. So I use the Stampin Seal Plus. Plus I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow in here to kind of give it that extra. There we go. Turn it over and set it down on the blue background. And then I'm going to use my snips. Now for this, I'm just going to cut around like this just to get it out of the larger piece. Now, and again, we're just gonna, it's the same as fussy cutting with anything else. You're just giving it an edge around the blue instead of the white around the image. There we go. Sorry I did not have this in advance. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Monday. While I'm sitting here cutting this, we can chat. I am having a great Monday so far. I hope it continues to be good. There we go. Now, when you get into crazy corners like that, you can just cut off the excess, the extra. And then come in again like this. There we go. I've seen some people they just whip a fussy cut out with no problem at all. It's like with little to no effort. And I'm like, I cannot do that fast and that confidently. Let's see. It's starting to mess with my hand. There we go. And those that are new to my channel, my YouTube channel, thank you so much for dropping in and checking me out. I used to be really big with the planner community and did a lot of planning videos and papercraft videos, but now I'm converting over to doing just Stampin' Up, and I'll throw in some extra crafty stuff here and there as well. Like bringing in my old craft stuff, because there is another video on my YouTube channel here, or over on my YouTube channel for those watching on Facebook, that talks about making altered recipe cards. This has been a big thing. Oh my gosh, I've done these for years. Anyway, okay, so now that we fussy cut the peaches out, now we're going to assemble the whole thing. Now, I already know that I'm going to use my little peach up here on my main recipe. I do want to limit the use of dimensionals because of the in and out and the recipe box thing, but I feel okay using a couple. So I'm going to put one on the back of the peach here to pop it up. Come here. Thank you. So pop him up like that. And so that will come in like so. And I think I want to move this over a little bit, maybe like this. So I want to see how this is going to fit in like that. No, I think I'm going to just keep it like I did before, just to make sure that this isn't sticking off. So I'm just going to keep it like I did before. And I'm going to use regular, because these are flat. They shouldn't come off over time. And if you want to, you can, you know, reinforce it with a little Tombow just in case. The glue will hold really well. So do that like so. And we're going to take this guy. Let's see. The stem's up a little bit, so I'm going to, oh no. That'll be fine. I'm going to do the same thing here. A little bit of regular Stampin Seal and some Tombow. I hope I'm still on screen here. I'm sorry if I'm not, because this is all recorded and not live. I have to have 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in order to go live. So I've got my work cut out for me over the next few weeks so that I can start doing live videos. I've got to get to 1,000 viewers. So if you would be so kind, if you like this video, please share it and tell your friends who like things like this to check me out and maybe subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So again, with this, because it's not only, it's like stacked 3 tall and it's heavy, I want to make sure that this lasts through the years in my recipe or in my friend's recipe box. So I'm going to use some Stampin Seal Plus, and then I'm going to reinforce it with the Tombow glue. Make sure I'm not off the paper any there. Nope. And reinforce it in the void areas where there's no tape. Well, there we go. And I really want to make sure that this stays down. Flip it over. And, oh, don't do that. Well, the beautiful thing about that is it moves. There we go. Perfect. And if you get any glue on the card, it will dry clear again. There we go with that. Yeah, that ended up a little off, but that's fine. It'll fade off over time. Now, my spoon, I do want to keep it off the recipe area, but I want to keep it right in that little spot. So let's see, I'm going to use glue dots on that and use a glue dot here, like right in here, and then one on the tip. And I'm going to, I saw a demonstrator call this burrito, where you take it and you roll it. So I'm going to burrito my glue dot here. Come on, come off. There we go. And stick it on the edge of my spoon, and maybe put a bead of Tombow there as well. And let's see, a bead up here on the spoon too. Again, this is just to reinforce because I don't want it to come off over time. So stick that there, hold it down a second to make sure it adheres good. There we go. Now, with this, we can either come in here straight up and glue it down, or we can pop it up a little bit. Now, popping it up, it's not that high up. Over here, I did pop it up using a couple of dimensionals, but here I don't think I'm going to. I think what I'm going to do is just come in with my, actually, I think I'm just going to come in with Tombow and run a bead along the back like that. And yes, that will, believe it or not, that will stick well. And find a place that I want it to be and set it down. And the reason, again, I'm not popping that up is I want to make sure it's going to last in the recipe card for years and years to come. There we go. And the peach, you can keep it, you don't straight down as well. So there we go. Our recipe, our altered recipe card is finished. The Peach Cobbler. Now, I will be offering a class on these with the make and takes. That will be up on my page later this week. I'm working on that. So you can actually get in and with the purchase of the Stampin' Die set, you will also get all the material you need to make these recipe cards, including the actual recipes themselves. That is just like a little added thing, but that'll be up on my Facebook page later this week. So these are our recipe cards. These are the 3 that come in the kit. Now, I also have a couple of extra recipe cards going with other kits, other stamp sets. Through the month of, for the rest of May and a couple in June. So keep your eyes peeled for those, as well as cards and other projects that we're going to do. Now, fun stuff, fun stuff. last week, I did my Facebook Live, which is my last Facebook Live for about a month. And I drew the name of our winner for the Manic Monday Prize Patrol. The Manic Monday Prize Patrol winner for this past week is Sherry Baker. Now, she is on the other page, so I will reach out and say hey to her and get her address and send her goodies. But what she's getting are one each of the two cup of tea projects that I said that we made, that we made last week, as well as the make and takes to make two of her own. So that is what she, and a little extra something for me. So Sherry, congratulations. You're getting these and the make and takes to make two of your own. I just need you to send me, to message me your address, and they'll be on their way probably later in the week, early next week, because I'm leaving town Wednesday for a couple of days. So congratulations, Sherry. Now, the winner for next week's Prize Patrol will get one of these make and takes for one of the recipe cards, including the recipe itself, as well as a little a card for me and a little something extra. So the way you would win Prize Patrol is to share this video. If you share it on YouTube, please make sure that you comment that you shared it. If you share it on Facebook, you know to share and comment that you shared it. And by doing that, you will be entered into next week's Prize Patrol, which again will be the make and take for one of these recipe cards, a homemade card from me, and a little extra something. So I think that's all for that this week. Let me do a little extra housekeeping. This month until the end of May, Stampin' Up! Is doing a promotion where if you join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, and again, I say this to everybody, you don't have to join as a demonstrator like me, where you try to sell Stampin' Up! You can be what we call a hobby demo. And that means that you just like doing paper crafts, and you like the stamps, you like the blends, the paper, and you just like to get that discount. Well, for those people right now, or for everybody right now, if you join Stampin' Up!, it is, hold on, let me show you with my pen. For $99, you usually get $125 worth of free product, which is awesome. But right now, through May 31st, you would spend $99 and get $155 worth of free product. Plus, you get the 20% discount. Now, if you don't make the requirements to stay a demonstrator, then it ends at the end of 3 months, and there's no harm, no foul. You're not in trouble, and nobody's going to get mad at you. You're perfectly fine to do it. People who do things like that, we call kidnappers. And I love them just as much as I do my hobby demos and those that want to sell Stampin' Up! So, if you're interested right now in stocking up on some of the new in colors, the new paper, the new stamp set, and seriously, you can get this whole set right here, including the paper, as part of your introductory package. Or you can wait and get it with your 20% discount, and it'll be even cheaper. It's 10% as a bundle in the catalog, but 20% is even sweeter. Sweeter. See what I did there with Peaches? So if you're interested, please reach out to me and leave me a message. I will get back to you promptly. Whether you want to be a regular demo, a hobby demo, or one of my kidnappers, let me know. Also, if you want to just book a party right now, we have a special through June 14th. Which I think is Flag Day. If you do a $250 party, normally you get 10% in free, which would be $25 in free product. Well, right now they have added even more onto that. So you will get an additional $25 for a party that reaches $250 or more. You get an additional $25 for a total of $50 for a $250 party. And that $25, it follows it up no matter how high it goes. So if you're interested in kidnapping, demoing, or being a hobby demos, let me know. If you're interested in doing a party, which we can do online, let me know, and we'll get you as many free stuff as we can and discounts. So I think that's all the housekeeping I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please, again, share. If you're just catching this on my YouTube channel and you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe and the bell so that you'll be notified when I put other videos up, and help me reach 1,000 so I can start going live. Okay, guys, I hope you have a fantastic Manic Monday and have a wonderful week. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.